Om Shanti. A very warm welcome to all of you. Those who want to listen this session in Hindi, जिनको भी हिंदी में सुनना है वो इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑप्शन में हिंदी लैंग्वेज सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं और हिंदी में ये सेशन सुन सकते हैं. Okay. So if you have any questions regarding this topic, you can ask at the end, right after our meditation. So today's topic is freedom of the mind, right? So let's define what is freedom, right? Which freedom I'm looking for, right? Is this the freedom of movement, freedom of worship? What kind of freedom I'm looking for? Not that physical freedom, right? But inner freedom I'm looking for. And where there is inner freedom or real freedom, then what would be the experience? If you are really free, then the sense of purpose, sense of well-being automatically will happen, right? When I am free. And that gives you a motivation, a hope to whatever I want to do. The way I want to do it, I will be able to do it, right? So that is freedom. But what is mind? What happens in the mind? What is mind? Mind is nothing but the thoughts which I create. That's what mind is. The basic function of the mind is to think. But we think many different things, right? So freedom of the mind. So my thoughts, my feelings is not attached to anything, or it is not influencing, then that would be considered freedom of the mind, right? So a freedom of the mind can only be experienced by a powerful mind. A weak mind is what? What is the definition of a weak mind? Weak mind will easily get upset, right? Something happens and that stability is lost. There is insecurity. There could be disheartenment, right? So weak mind is that the one who is vulnerable, right? Because we live in the world where I have to face many things. So if I have a weak mind, then I will be easily be able to get disturbed by it. That is a sign of a weak mind. What I want to make my mind is a powerful mind, right? So weak mind is nothing but it could be a sponge. Sponge of what? Will very easily absorb negativity. That is a sign of a weak mind. Something goes wrong and it will be absorbed and you feel that, really things are not going well. And then you will have fear and then you will be insecure, you will become vulnerable. So I have to change that frame of mind, right? So how will I be able to do it? How can I make my mind very strong? I need to understand few principles of life. So freedom can come from deep understanding about the truth. That's where you will be able to exercise the freedom. We all have freedom, right? Inner freedom, everyone has inner freedom. But do we exercise it? Right? And you will say, yeah, I have inner freedom, but I have inner freedom, but this happens to me, or this one does this to me. So, am I really internally free? So, what happens is if I really want to exercise my freedom, then what I have to let go is let go conditioning. We condition any situation you see, you try to condition it, right? Something happens and then you say, oh, it was because of this. Like, say, for example, you met a failure. What we will say, majority of the time, what people say, oh, it was because of this person, this has happened. Because of this situation, I was not able to do it. So, what we do is we try to blame others. We don't become accountable. So we condition our mind, and when we condition our mind, then the results would be of mixture, right? And so, first of all, I have to let go of this conditioning, right? Yeah, that is true that the world which we are living in, maybe we cannot change the outside world. We cannot change the people around. I cannot change the surrounding. But what I can change is I can change myself. Because I have this understanding or realization that I am free. Right? So I have to exercise my freedom. Right? And so I cannot say that, oh, because the situation around me is peaceless, that is why I am peaceless. Right? So a weak mind will say that yeah, if the situation is peaceless, so obviously I will be peaceless. But if I have understood that I am internally free, and if I'm exercising that freedom, then irrespective of what the situation is, I can still be peaceful. I can still be calm. Right? So, this understanding, this shift I have to bring in my life, and I need to exercise my freedom. And you will find that the more you believe in this, you will find that it is going to work in your favor. Right? So freedom has to be exercised, right? It is like, say, for example, it is like a bird in a cage. And where? So it is in one of the house, the bird is in the cage, and whatever the bird needs, maybe it is being fed by the family, right? And the bird can feel that, oh, I'm completely fine, right? But once a bird comes out of the cage and experiences the freedom of flying wherever I want to go, right? Then the bird will know, right? That what is better. Just being in the jail, right? Being in the cage, right? You will not able to understand what freedom means. Right? So freedom of the mind is freedom, actually freedom from all the negativities. And the pity is that we are so used to and so comfortable in whatever negativities which are there out there, or negativities of my own self, I feel I'm comfortable in it. And so I don't make any I don't bring any newness in my life. And if I don't bring newness in my life, you will never be experience. hmm, You will never have new experiences. And so understand that if I let go my negativities, my shortcomings, then I will be a very different human being. Because mind has this amazing capacity of creating new experiences, right? The only thing is I have to make sure that my mind is healthy, my mind is powerful. And how to make my mind healthy or powerful is to always have that kind of environment where you always think positive no matter what. Always have good wishes and pure feelings for the self and others. Because it is said, right, that what you are is what you think, right? And thinking happens in the mind. So I have to be really uh, aware about what I'm thinking. Mhm. Because thoughts are actually nothing but it is the food of the mind. So if you think good, your mind will be healthy, mind will be powerful. And that's where it can exercise the freedom. It can go beyond hmm, the circumstances, it can go beyond the situations which are there around. Mind has that ability. And that is why it requires a spiritual understanding about the self. And the more I am enriched with good qualities of thoughts, I can go above and beyond everything. Any problem, any situation, any circumstance, I can easily overcome when my mind is free. And free means free in the sense that I can channelize my mind the way I want and not become the victim of the mind. Right? Because many times what we do is some situation, some problem comes, what we do? What kind of thoughts come in your mind? Why it happened to me? Why this situation came to me? I talk about a problem. I think about a problem. Why this problem has come? Right? The more you think about a problem, what will happen? The situation will become bigger. Why? Because my mind is weak. And the more I think about a problem or situation, what will happen? That problem and situation will become bigger. How? How? Because that is what is going on constantly. Why it happened to me? Why it happened to me? Many times you will find people who will, they just get stuck somewhere and they just keep on thinking about the same thing. Why this happened? Why this happened to me? And there is no answer to it. And so the more you ask questions, the more mind get confused. And the more you get confused, the more you will feel that I am completely in dark, right? There is no ray of hope, there is no solution because I'm thinking about a problem. Wherever you put the energy of the mind, means wherever you put your thoughts, that's what it is going to grow, right? So that is why I have to be aware that if I think negative, then that is going to grow. Then the problem will become bigger and bigger and bigger. Right? So I wanted to solve a problem, but what I did end up making a problem bigger. Right? So I had to be sensible enough that whatever the problem is, whatever the situation is, accept it. That, yeah, it has come to me. This is a problem, right? So it could be a situation at work, something which has come, accept it. Situation at home, maybe there is misunderstanding, there is conflict, whatever it is, accept it, right? The moment you accept it, what will happen? The moment you accept the situation, yeah, this is what has happened. Now you will not think about why this problem has occurred, how to find a solution to it. You will not think about it. As soon as you have accepted the problem, you will think for a solution. How I can overcome it? Simple, right? Problem is, say, for example, a dispute. Problem is of misunderstanding. So you will try to solve where the misunderstanding can go away. Simple. Then you work on a solution. And when you work on a solution, it is a sign of a powerful mind. Right? And that is why it is wise to always think good. Because if you think good, then result will definitely be good. Right? So I have to think practically, but think practically also with that intention of goodness. That will bring freedom. Freedom from negativities. Right? The way I see things. So mind has this amazing ability of how you see things. Right? If you see things in a positive light, the end result will be positive. If you see things in negative light, with a negative outlook, the result will be negative. So being a sensible person, what I will do? How I should think? Knowing that this is a situation is negative, situation is not good. Maybe someone has criticized me, someone has defamed me. In this situation, what I will do? Being a sensible person, what I will do? Neglect it, right? Pay attention to my goodness, pay attention to my positives, right? Not worry about why that person did, right? Because what will happen if I think, then my mind will slowly, gradually will become weak, right? I have to be very positive to overcome that situation, right? So freedom of the mind is nothing but don't become victim of negativity. Don't allow negativity to go in. Right? Then when I am free from this, because anything you take it in, any negative thing you take it in, the outcome is negative. And outcome negative means insecurity, being vulnerable, being sad, disheartenment, hopelessness. This is what is going to come. Do I really want to think like that? Right? So what is freedom of the mind? So understand few principles of life. And one is that we all are unique individuals. We all are very unique individuals. No one is alike. Right? I always say this, that can you find someone just like you. Not whole, but somewhat qualities of you. The way you do things, can someone can do things? The way you think, can someone think like that? No, right? So we are unique individuals. And so again, I will come back to the conditioning, right? Many times what we do is we try to compare with others. And when you try to compare with others, you will always be at a losing end. Always be, whenever you compare. And so the truth is, if we are unique, we should not compare with anyone. My life is my life. My journey is my journey. It cannot be compared with anyone else. Right? And when you don't compare, you will not come into stress. You will not come into jealousy. You will be free from many of the negativities when you know, when you accept that I am a unique individual. What I can do is I can excel in my own way. Right? I can learn from others, but my learning would be different. I cannot become so and so. It is not possible because that much um, enthusiasm, passion, interest, all of that would vary person to person. And so I will be a different person. I can be very unique, but I cannot be the same. Right? So understand that this will allow you to be free from conditioning, comparing, right? Because I am an individual, unique individual. So accept that. And then in your own way, see how you want to go beyond, how you want to stay positive, right? So one thing is that. Second is freedom of the mind is because whatever I have, there is a burden with it. Right? Whatever I have, whatever possessions I have, it could be material things, right? Whatever you own will make you heavy, right? And many times we think that we own children, right? This is my family. The where you say my means what? You are bringing responsibilities, right? And that also doesn't allow me to exercise freedom because my thoughts will go, right? Something happens to my house because of tornado, hurricane, what will happen? My thoughts will go into it, right? And the more the damage, the more my thoughts will be involved, isn't it? So it could be anything, any possession. In relationship also, if you think that they are mine, then there is a baggage coming with it, right? So a beautiful principle of life is nothing is mine. Nothing is mine. Is there anything of yours? When you came into this world, what did you bring? What did you bring? Did you bring anything? Okay. So if I tell you when you will leave this world, what you will take? Right? So we all know the answer, right? But are we living through that understanding? So this is again a spiritual understanding which I need to bring into my awareness. Right? Nothing belongs to me. Yeah, temporary, yeah, it belongs to me right now. But when I will leave this world, I cannot take even 1% of whatever I have acquired here, isn't it? So knowing that will allow me to exercise my freedom, right? Because nothing belongs to me anyway. So use it with right intention, right? Don't go into mundane things, right? Because what I'm doing is at the cost of my freedom of the mind, I'm doing it. Is it worth doing it? Whatever I'm doing it, right? So, what is real freedom? Real freedom is to experience peace, love, happiness in my life. When I'm completely free, then what I will be able to experience is real peace, real love, real harmony in life. And that comes from my elevated thinking. By becoming aware that, okay, I am a unique individual, I have to play my part, but at the same time, I don't own anything. Right? And whatever I have, let me use it in a right way. That's all. Use it for myself in a right way, use it with others in a right way. Right? Because the more I do things which are not righteous, the more I become, I get trapped into it. The more I do righteous things, the more you will experience the freedom. Right? If I do good, what will happen? It will bring me happiness. Genuinely, if I'm doing it. But nowadays, people do it just for showing off. Does that give you real happiness? No. It is just on the outside, you have a smiling face, but internally, you have a selfish motive. How I will experience real happiness, right? So when I let go all this, right? When I understand the real meaning of life, what life has to offer, life is nothing but life is to give, right? Life is to actually give. The more, remember, right, the things when you have given, you will feel happy about it, right? So life is to give. And when you give, automatically you receive. You give happiness, you will receive happiness. You give peace, you will receive peace. You share love and care, that is what you are going to get it back. That is the law of universe. So when my mind is exercising the law of the universe, then what will happen? That is what I'm going to experience it. But when I go against the law of universe, that's where I get trapped. That's where the freedom is lost. Right? So I need to exercise this freedom. Right? Always think good for yourself and for others. Because when you think good, then there will be a good result. See what is best. Right? So it is same thing is love also. Love is what? Love is caring. Right? Love is make them feel good. Right? That is what love is. But if in love there is attachment, right? If in love there is a possession, then what will happen? That love is not pure love. Now that love has become impure. And so I have gone against the law of universe. And when I go against the law of universe, then that love will give you sorrow. Why? Because I don't have pure love. It's an impure love. And impure love means nothing but attachment. I'm attached to someone, right? Because love is free flowing. Love is not conditioned again. I love someone because I feel like loving that individual, taking care of that individual, feeding that individual, right? So that is love. But if love is coming from that, oh, I will support this one right now, and then I will get support whenever I need it. Then what? Then it's a transaction, right? That I do something for you now, then you do something for me later. So it is not love then, right? And so it has to be very pure feeling, right? So that is where I need to understand that the more I stay and exercise my freedom, right, in the real way, then you will find that the life is worth living. And you can excel, you can overcome any adverse situation. Then there is nothing complain. A spiritual enlightened person will always go beyond and over the problem by having an healthy, powerful mind. Right? So exercise this freedom. And each of us has this freedom of the mind because we can think whatever we want to think, but think always positive. Right? And let go of all the negativities which I may be holding, or maybe someone is giving negativity. I don't have to take it. It is like someone gives me a, a garbage bag, right? Which you generally go and put it into a bin outside. But instead of that, someone comes to you and with lot of love gives you that garbage bag. What will you do? What will you do? Accept it because it is being given by with lot of love. What will you do? Hmm? What will you do? It is smelly. Hmm? It has a peculiar odor. What you will do if someone is giving you with lot of love? You will say, I don't want to take. Thank you very much, but I don't need it, right? So something is negative if someone is giving. If I don't accept it, if I don't take it, it is with whom? It is with the individual who is trying to give me, right? So don't take it. It is up to us whether I want to accept it or not, right? So so these kind of understanding if I bring into practice, then I will stay safe. I will never become like a sponge of negativity. Whatever someone gives, I will accept it. No. If it is negative, I have that much understanding that I should not accept it. So that's where I can experience what is freedom of the mind. So let's experience now. Om Shanti. Make sure your back is straight, feet are grounded, or maybe you can fold your legs also. Either position is fine. For some time, bring the energy of your mind from the outside world to you. Out in the world, there is sound. But when I go within, there is silence. Out in the world, there is constant movement. But when I bring my attention towards the self, there is stability and stillness. I cannot control the outer world, but I can control my inner world. I can transform the thoughts and feelings and attitude. I am now aware that I am an eternal energy. I came into this world to play my part. And here in this world drama, each and every human being is playing their own part. This is a theater of life, where each individual plays their own part. I also play my part. Play my part as a brother, a father, a colleague, a friend. I play many parts in my life. But now I am aware that I am a unique individual. And so, I am now aware that I don't have to compare myself with anyone else. This allows me to be free from stress. I am also now aware that nothing is mine in this world. Maybe I have earned it by hard work, but the moment when I leave this world, I will go without any material possessions. And this awakening helps me to be free and relaxed. Whatever I have is given by God to share it with fellow human beings, to use it in a right way, whether it is time, energy, money, everything. I will use it to experience peace, happiness, and love. I am responsible for my thoughts and for my feeling. And so, let me always have good wishes and pure feelings for the self and all others. Each and every thought creates a feeling, creates an experience. And so, let me be a well-wisher. Well-wisher for the self and others. When I think good, I feel good. And when I feel good, there is hope, there is enthusiasm. So I promise myself now onwards, I will always think good. Even when the situations are not favorable. When the situations are negative, I can still hold positive outlook because I have a freedom to choose having good feelings. No one can take away this right from me. Unless and until I allow it. Peace is my Swadharma, self-religion. No one can take away this freedom. Of making a choice. And so being now aware about the pros and cons, I will always stay positive. I will never give up. Always stay hopeful, irrespective of what the situation is. And when I stay positive, the energy of universe is with me, and no one can deviate me from my elevated feelings. Om. Anyone has any questions? Just by thinking positive, can you change the situation? Just by thinking positive, you cannot change the situation, but believing in it also will change the situation. So just thinking will not work, but thinking and believing in it, that yeah, it is going to. And it is, the more you have these kind of experiences, then you will have belief in yourself. Because whatever you create as a thought, you are going to radiate that kind of an energy. Like, like say for example, if someone is worrying about something, right? About financial crisis or anything, like someone is talking about it. Even though you are financially good, what feeling you will have? Financially insecure. Because what you create, that is what you are, that energy you are vibrating then. So similarly, if you are thinking positive, then you are vibrating that positive energy for sure. So it is going to impact, right? But the more you believe in it, then you, my faith is not shaking, right? If my faith is there 100%, then you will see the result. Because then what will happen? Then there is a doubt. And if there is a doubt, then I'm not creating that powerful energy, even though I'm thinking positive, right? So that is why positivity can change the situation, but provided I believe in it. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for joining. So see you. So we have a Rakhi program this Thursday, 7 to 8:30 p.m. So what Raksha Bandhan is, what is the spiritual significance of it? So why we do it, right? Many times we do the rituals in a way, right? In terms of whatever is being done, right? Physically, but we never understand why we do it. What is the spiritual significance of it? So when you come to Brahma Kumaris, especially for festival programs, you will always have an spiritual insight of why we do it. So that will help you to celebrate in a right way, right awareness. So anyone would like to come join, maybe you will receive an email or a WhatsApp message. You would have already received it. So you can register and then come Thursday, 7 to 8:30. It would be a nice program. Okay. Or otherwise we can meet next Tuesday. Right. I think transforming. What is the topic for the next Tuesday? Transforming. Huh? It should be there. It's about some transformation of negative into positive or something based on that. Okay. Om Shanti. Good
Om
night.
Shanti. Excellent session, right? Om Shanti.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.